Here with Dr. Nita Chhinzer, and in this episode we're discussing how jobs are changing with technology. In order to understand that, we have to start with the base understanding of what Industry 4.0 is. Industry 4.0 is the fourth industrial revolution. Some also refer to it as 4IR. Increasing automation, smart machines in factories all help move data and information throughout the value chain with more efficiency and productivity than ever before. This era experienced more disruption given improvements in robotics, connectivity, and machine-human interactions. Rather than siloed information, enterprise systems create greater visibilities to customers, employees, suppliers, and others relevant to the organization. The period began in the mid-2010s and continues today, but some are suggesting that we're beginning to advance into Industry 5.0, which would be its own episode. So how are the jobs changing with technology? World of Work thought leaders suggest that Industry 4.0 will be people-powered, meaning that empowering, training, developing, and designing work for workers with a symbiotic relationship with technology will be critical to organizational success. This school of thought suggests that automation and digitization are creating jobs, and that job loss is just a result of a mismatch between the skills available in the labor force and those needed. For example, there's been a decrease in demand for physical or manual skills for repeatable tasks, for example, assembly lines, but an increase in demand for tech skills like coding. Similarly, there's been a decrease in demand for basic literacy or numeracy skills, yet an increase in demand for complex cognitive skills. People who follow this philosophy also indicate that technological advancements result in employers taking a more worker-centric approach, supporting workers with upskilling opportunities, while using technology to automate the more boring, repetitive, or dangerous parts of the job, essentially making jobs more interesting and less stressful. Supporting this perspective, Statistics Canada research shows that employment in Canada grew during Industry 4.0. In fact, we grew from 15.8 million workers in 2015 to 17.5 million workers in 2022. Job loss from January 2015 to November 2023 occurred in certain occupations. For example, sales and service occupations saw a 0.45% decline. Natural resources, agriculture, and related production occupations saw a 3% decline. In that period, job growth was greatest in natural and applied sciences and related occupations, at 38.08%. In addition, management occupations grew 34.76% and health occupations grew 27.89%. Now, in contrast to this view, there's an opposing view, and those on the other side are worried that technology advancements will cause widespread job loss, replacing human workers with robots. For example, in March 2023, Goldman Sachs famously estimated that AI will eliminate 300 million jobs globally. Moreover, productivity increases due to automation, and AI can consolidate work and have workers more concerned about their job loss. For example, a 2023 survey by the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations, wow, that's a handful. The acronym here is AFL-CIO, which represents 12.5 million workers, found that 70% of workers expressed concerns that they would be replaced by AI. Similarly, a September 2023 Gallup poll found that almost 1 out of every 4 workers worried that technology would make their jobs obsolete. Some are even referring to this as FOBO, fear of becoming obsolete. In addition, workers fear that they'll have their wages reduced, be laid off, experience job cuts, or have their jobs moved overseas due to technological advancements. Researchers and thought leaders suggest that certain qualities can reduce the risk of technology-based job loss or displacement. For example, Martin Ford, who authored Rules of Robots: How Artificial Intelligence Will Transform Everything, suggests that 3 conditions can protect certain jobs and the associated employees from job loss. 1. A job that requires creativity. This includes jobs that genuinely involve coming up with new ideas or building something new. These jobs often do not require a formula or algorithm for work completion, and new situations require new solutions or new perspectives. 2. Jobs that require interpersonal relationships. AI and technology are not able to understand people's emotional responses with ease yet, and the sophistication or sincerity required to build relationships is hard to replicate or mimic. 3 is jobs requiring dexterity in unpredictable environments. These jobs often require advanced problem solving or some level of physical mobility, which is hard to automate. Clearly, managing employee concerns associated with technology is an important consideration for employers, entrepreneurs, supervisors, and HR professionals alike.